Welcome aboard. Justin here from Swift Silent Deadly. Today we're taking a look at a pistol drill. This is the CSAT Instructor Standards. If you're not familiar with CSAT, it is Combat Skills and Tactics, the firearms training company owned by Paul Howe. Paul Howe is a former Delta Force Master Sergeant, veteran of the Battle of the Black Sea or the Battle of Mogadishu or whatever it's called. He was one of the Delta guys there. I've not personally trained with Mr. Howe, but I hear nothing but good things. I have, however, read his book, The CSAT Way. He also has another book called Leadership and Training for the Fight. Both of those books are outstanding and highly, highly recommended. So when I ran across this drill, I knew I had to shoot it. This is a very simple drill. It consists of 10 stages, all with fairly tight time standards. They are all fired at one single yard line, the 7-yard line, with the exception of the last, which is fired at 25 yards. It focuses on it doesn't focus on anything. It is a broad array of skills. There are no repeated stages in this. There are 10 discrete stages that test 10 discrete skills. You can run, it takes me longer to describe this than it does to actually shoot it. You can go out and shoot this thing in under 10 minutes. It is a incredible drill to see where you're at. So to pass this test, you have to pass 8 out of 10 stages. And to pass means you made 100% hits and you made the time standard. So you can drop 2 stages, either with a round, out of the scoring zone or a shot overtime, or both, I suppose. But if you want to pass, you need 8 out of 10 stages on time and with shots where they need to be. So the target for this is the CSAT target. I did not feel like ordering a box of CSAT targets just to run this drill. Unfortunately, it's financially untenable for me to order the specific target for every drill I shoot, but I got as close as I could. So the CSAT target looks like a USPSA target, but the head box extends down, basically merges seamlessly into an A zone. So what I did, I don't know if I got it I probably didn't get it perfectly correct here, but I printed a USPSA A zone from concealedcarry.com. They have some printable targets, folded it to the correct dimensions, and stuck it on my target right below the head box. That functionally is a pretty close facsimile to the CSAT target. One thing I noticed midway through shooting is it gives me a very clear visual indication of the scoring zone, which is not ideal. Unfortunately, again, it's what I had to work with. We're making do. This isn't for official score or anything like that. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the course of fire. Again, very, very simple course of fire. With the exception of 3 of these drills, most are fired from the low ready. So stage number 1 from the 7-yard line at the low ready, on the buzzer, we're going to fire 1 round in a time limit of 1 second. I found all of these fairly challenging. They sound easy, but you get to do 10 in a row correctly. The pressure builds up and it becomes pretty challenging. So 1 second to get 1 round off. I got my round off in 0.69 seconds, so effectively 0.7 of a second, and my shot is good. So I'm gonna pass. Let's go ahead and move on to stage 2. So stage 2, we're gonna be coming from the holster. This is the first stage where we're coming from the holster. So at the buzzer, we're going to draw, again, 1 round on 1 target in 1.7 seconds. That's not a terribly tight time frame. I did it in 1.53 seconds, but you can't lag too much. You still have to hustle, and your accuracy is still held to a very, very high standard. Now, why is the CSAT target the way it is, and why did normally I'm just okay shooting something on an IDPA silhouette. I wanted to shoot it on as close as I could get to Mr. Howe's target because he deliberately chose this, because if a target is presenting to you from the side, that narrow box may be all you have. You may not have this big 8-inch circle. All you may have is this narrow vertical window to get your shot into. And I really appreciate that. So that's why I tried to replicate the target. So station 3, from the ready position on the buzzer, we're going to fire 2 rounds in a time limit of 1.5 seconds. My time was 1.42, using most of my time there. My shots were good. I was on time. So that's a pass. Let's move on to stage 4. Stage 4, we get into multiple shot engagement, much more so, and we get into transitioning from bigger to smaller targets. So on this stage, we fire 5 rounds to the body and 1 round to the head, all in a time limit of 3 seconds. Again, this is coming from the ready position. So 7 yards, 3 seconds, 5 rounds, transition to the head, 1 headshot in 3 seconds. My time was 2.85 seconds. All my shots were good. Still using most of my time there. Stage 5. Here we introduce the second target. I forgot to mention this earlier on. We do need 2 targets to run this drill correctly. So for stage 5, from the ready position, we're going to fire 2 rounds to one target, 2 rounds to the second target, all in a time limit of 3 seconds. So 2, transition 2 in 3 seconds. My time was 2.38 seconds. Stage 6. All these shots are on one single target. We are going to start with the gun in the ready position in the weak hand. On the buzzer, we're going to fire 2 rounds, weak hand, transition to strong hand, 2 more rounds in a time limit of 5 seconds. So 2 weak hand, transition to strong hand, 2 strong hand, 5 seconds. My time was 4.30. And again, all my shots were in. Let's move on to station 7. So stage 7 is a malfunction drill. We're going to begin with the gun with an empty chamber and 1 round, or at least 1 round in the magazine. The gun's going to be aimed in on target. When the buzzer goes off, you're going to pull the trigger. Nothing's going to happen. So you're going to tap, rack, and fire 1 single shot. You have 3 seconds in which to do this. My time was 2.06 seconds. However, I did drop a round off the target, which cost me that stage. I failed stage 7. So I've got to get through 8, 9, and 10 and not fail more than 1 more stage to pass this drill. Stage 8 is all fired on 1 target. We're going to begin at the ready position. On the buzzer, we're going to fire 2 rounds. We're going to conduct an emergency reload, fire 2 more rounds, all in a time limit of 5 seconds. So 2 reload 2 in 5 seconds. My time was 4.22 seconds and all my shots were good. That's a good drill. Now the next one is finally we're back to our second stage from the holster, our second of 3. So stage number 9, we also need to have a rifle, or to minimum, your air rifle. We're going to begin with the rifle aimed in on target as if we've been addressing that target with the rifle. On the buzzer, we're going to pull the trigger, get a click, and transition to the pistol. With the pistol, we're going to fire 1 round to the target in a time limit of 3.25 seconds. So click with the rifle, transition to the pistol, 1 round with the pistol in 3.25 seconds. My time was 2.52, moving out pretty good on this one. My transition's actually pretty decent for coming from a concealed carry rig. Finally, stage 10. This is our third stage from the holster and our only stage not at the 7-yard line. So we'll move all the way back to the 25-yard line. On the buzzer, we're going to drop to the kneel and draw and deliver 1 single shot in 3.25 seconds. So 25-yard line, drop to a kneeling as you draw, 1 shot, 3.25 seconds. I did this in 2.34 seconds. I left 3/4 of a second on the table and I missed. I dropped a shot on this. I've had that time. I really wish I would have used it. Really wish I would have used my time better. But when you're on the clock, you don't really know how much time you have or don't have. So that's my second failed stage. I still passed 8 stages. Let's go down and let Range Justin count these shots, make sure all our shots are accounted for, and score the target. We've got 1 out. We know the stage that was on. We've got 1 out over there, so it's 2 failed stages. Should have 25 rounds on the target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. All right, guys, that is the CSAT, Combat Skills and Tactics Training Pistol Instructor Standards 2017 edition on the CSAT website. That is still the most recent information. So we're going to go with it. We're going to rock and roll with it. Again, he says you have to pass 8 of 10 to be a go, and passing means within the time and all shots delivered accuracy. There's no percentages, although I guess technically I'm an 80% at 8 out of 10 stations passed. This is a good drill. Sporting time standards tests a lot of skills, tests malfunction drills, reloads, multiple target engagement, multiple shots, transition to headshots, transition from rifle to pistol, accuracy at 25-yard distance, which I did not do so well at. This tests a lot of skills. I really encourage you to get out and run this. 25 rounds, 10 minutes, 2 targets. It doesn't get much easier than this. Unless there was a way to maybe compress this down to one single target. For those of you on indoor ranges, trust me, I feel your pain. This is the first time in my life I've ever had a range situation as awesome as what I have now. I also forgot to mention, this was a completely cold run for me, as are most of the drills that I shoot. I came out in the morning, I shot this drill, and then I shot the rifle iteration of this drill. So I was cold on both rifle and pistol. You'll see the rifle version next week, or maybe you saw it last week. I don't know exactly how these are going to come out, but in any event, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're a patron, thank you so much for your support. I say it every week. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means so much to me that you find enough value to actually take the time to sign up for a Patreon account, to to follow my page, to subscribe at a level. It means a lot, guys. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate it. If you're not a patron, please consider becoming one. Helps me pay for ammo, targets. Maybe if I get enough patron, I actually start ordering the targets that I'm supposed to shoot the drills on. Web hosting, all that behind the scenes stuff that costs dollars and cents. For a guy like me that is on truly a shoestring, I spend more money than I make on this. That said, until next time, stay dangerous.